Okay, buenas tardes. Welcome to Mexico City. We're here at the second Automotive Logistics Mexico conference, and I'm joined by Steve Tripp, Vice President of Strategy for ICL Systems, and prior to that, was a long-time veteran in logistics for Chrysler and FCA. We're going to have a couple of questions with Steve. Steve, can you start by telling us how Mexico is developing for your business in logistics here for ICL?
Well, clearly the whole Mexican market is growing tremendously, as we've heard many times at the conference today, and ICL has got many customers that deal with the Mexican business, FCA, Nissan, several others, and so we're growing right along with our customers. I mean, as they grow, we grow, so we're really excited about the growth in the market and glad to be part of it.
Absolutely. And then we heard this morning about forecasts for production going out to 5 million plus in 2020. Rail capacity has certainly been a topic that's come up both during your tenure in Chrysler and certainly since. And one of the things was the potential for short sea shipping out of Mexico. I wonder, how do you see short sea currently developing for Mexico?
I think it's really poised to grow dramatically. I mean, I think it's come in fits and starts over the last several years, and I think that it trails. I would say short sea in Mexico trails the European, where it's a much more robust system. But I think that's for a few reasons. One is that in Europe, they've had decades really to develop the network that exists there today, whereas in Mexico it's in its infancy still. So I think that in time, and as the volume grows to 5 million, it's really going to grow tremendously. I also think that there's some great potential. In the United States, there's a law called the Jones Act, which inhibits. It doesn't inhibit short sea between Mexico and the U.S., but it inhibits short sea within the U.S. And I think if there could be changes to the Jones Act so that there could be more short sea within the United States, that really the whole network could grow and could become more robust as it is in Europe. Right. So I think there's a lot of potential there, and that's not an easy thing to do.
No, certainly not.
But I think that people. I think if people look at the Jones Act and with the idea of not eliminating it, but how could we modify it? How could we change it in some way that we would protect or grandfather the organizations that currently benefit from it, but at the same time expand opportunities to other organizations too. So I think that, even without changes to the Jones Act, I think short sea is going to grow tremendously in this market. And if we can make some changes there, I think that it could look an awful lot like the European market, where we really have a very robust and significant short sea business in the whole North American continent.
Absolutely. And do you see regulation as a sort of big barrier for this, or is it also perhaps competitive issues and lead times? I mean, rail is very developed in many ways in Mexico to the U.S.
Yep, I think certainly there is that competition, and there are some differences between here and Europe, and in that the rail infrastructure in the U.S. and all of NAFTA is so strong. But I think that there's just the geography still calls out for a certain significant element of short sea. So I think that I believe short sea can overcome it. It becomes a matter of capacity that, when you get more capacity, it will grow more than linearly, because as each new service goes on, it becomes more attractive to other people and more attractive to other people. So I think that it needs to get started, if you will, and I think now that it's started, I believe it's going to accelerate.
So it's a scale effect, effectively, as more services can develop and more OEMs will look towards it.
Absolutely.
Steve, thank you very much for your time today. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, Chris. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for joining us here. We're going to be posting more clips of interviews with people on our website, and you can also view videos of automotive logistics sessions at our website. Thank you.